This is my speech on whether or not college athletes should be paid, both stances on it or both sides to it, and then my personal stance. The first stance is that college athletes should not be paid. People mainly say this because paying college athletes, not all but some, would make unruly decisions, break the law, do things or not wisely invest their money, I guess, buying things that aren't really necessary, like supercars, large houses, spending it on whatever that those just expensive things that aren't really necessary, and then also spending it on things like drugs, alcohol, things like that. Like I said, not all people don't say no, not because they think that all college athletes would end up spending their money on things like that, but some people can ruin it for everybody. The other side to it is that people think college athletes should be paid because while they're going to school, paying them would give them just living normally. So, like, it would pay bills, groceries, give them better food to eat instead of this. People always say that college athletes live on, or college people in general, live on ramen noodles and like small little things that don't take very long to make and aren't very expensive, not always giving you a very nutritious meal, which is where athletes come into play because as an athlete personally, or anyone who is an athlete knows that you need to eat well in order to stay at where you are and play at your highest level. They also say that college athletes should be paid. It could help pay tuitions. It could help with once they're in their career field, give them a little bit of starting money to buy maybe a small house, apartment, something like that to get them started in life. Because also as an athlete, you're traveling all over. You don't have time to work a job like any other college student would. You don't have time to do side jobs or side hustles, I guess, to make money at all. So you're very limited as to what you can buy, what you can purchase while in college as an athlete. I personally think, let me start by saying the NCAA made it so that college athletes can get sponsorships now. So they can, any company that wants to sponsor them, they can be paid by that company to review, endorse, whatever their product that they're trying to get across. Usually it's an athletic type of product like pre-workouts, clothing, any kind of athletic apparel. There have been bats. There like baseball bats. There have been baseball glove brands. Nike in general, Under Armour in general, Adidas in general, things like that. Companies are allowed to pay college athletes to endorse their product. I personally think that is a first step, but college athletes should have some sort of regular income because of the fact that they need to pay tuition, they need to keep their nutrients and whatever they eat up. They need, which when you get nutritious food, it becomes expensive sometimes. They need, I 100% agree with having a little more money to start out with in your career, as well as if you're playing far away, something like, say, we live in Ohio, say you go to college as an athlete in California or even Oklahoma or something, and you need to fly back home. You don't have a lot of money to purchase a plane ticket to fly back home. Some families will, some families won't purchase your ticket. It just depends on who you are, your family, everything like that. But you would completely get rid of that problem if you paid college athletes at least a little bit of regular income. And like I said, they would have money for tuitions, food, things like that, apartments, anything really. Now, I don't think it needs to be a ridiculous amount. I think it needs to be a fair amount in order to support their needs. Whether they need to go through a survey to figure out how much they an individual should be paid, like each individually go through a survey or go through some sort of process where they figure out, okay, well, this athlete or this person, this individual needs to be paid this much in order to maintain what they do or what they want to do, where they live, the college, things like that. So that is my speech on whether or not college athletes should be paid, my personal stance. Thank you for watching.